run well in the first round, and she did not show for the quarterfinals, so a new champion will be crowned in the women's 200. In the men's 200, we're awaiting the start of the second heat of the four that will decide the semi-finalists, and there has been a scratch in lane 3. Canada's Glenn Smith is running in lane 4. Kostas Kenderis of Greece will not be competing. Glenn Smith was the 12th fastest of the competitors in qualifying for this quarterfinal round. Michael Johnson holds the world record of clocking in Atlanta of 19.32 seconds, but he is not competing in the 200 meters here in Seville. Glenn Smith will be up against Maurice Greene, the 100-meter champion, and a lot of people are wondering if Maurice Greene can complete the 100-200 double here in Seville.
Glenn must be careful to not be overawed by running in the presence of these great sprinters. Julian Golding of Great Britain in lane 5 is very good, the reigning Commonwealth 200 meters champion. Maurice Greene in lane 7, of course, the 100 meters world record holder, and under 20 seconds for 200 meters, which he will not be striving for right now. He'll wait till later in the program, I'm quite sure. But if Glenn keeps his head, he runs a very good second 100, keeps that range and rhythm going in the second 100 and doesn't lose his focus, he has every chance of going through.
Glenn Smith performed very well in the Canadian team training camp that was held in Sierra Nevada. Other members of the Canadian sprint group have been impressed with the way he was competing, and they think that he will move on to the semifinals. The first four will automatically advance. Maurice Greene is expected to lead the way.
If we divide this race into 4 times 50 meters, they'll be going at their fastest in the second 50 meters, just as they're coming around the turn. Now they'll have to start again, however.
They are going to be recalled, and there continue to be problems with the start of the sprints. There were particular problems last evening with the men's 110-meter hurdles, and in the 200 meters in the quarterfinals today, the starter has been forced to recall on a number of occasions. It's all electronically done. When the starting pistol is fired, there is a brief moment where they can detect whether or not someone left prematurely, and in this case it was John Ertzgard of Norway who was out of the blocks prior to the pistol being fired. This is what Glenn Smith has done in 1999. This year he won the Canadian Championship after a couple of fourth-place finishes, and he had a 20.51 time in the training camp in Sierra Nevada here in Spain prior to coming to the World Championships.
There is a lot of action up where the 200 start is. The pole vaulters are preparing for their event. The crowd are making occasional noisy outbursts, and it's very easily distractible. But they are experienced athletes, and they should be able to cope with this.
Lachkovics of Austria, Ertzgard of Norway, Kenderis is out. Glenn Smith, Julian Golding of Great Britain, Grange of South Africa, Maurice Greene, and Markoullides of Cyprus complete the field. The first four will automatically move on to the semifinal. This time they are away. Glenn Smith comes out of his blocks very well. Maurice Greene on the outside is really motoring as they come off the bend. And Julian Golding is running well. Glenn Smith has some work to do over the final few meters, trying to get up there to be fourth. Maurice Greene is leading the way. Glenn Smith trying to make a move at the finish line, but he's there in 5th place, just missing out.
Found himself down, coming off the turn, didn't panic, kept under control and was making some ground up as he got near the finish, but 5th place for Glenn. Gets a good start, perhaps up a little early. Maurice Greene out on the extreme left of your picture, running the turn very well, as befits a man who can run under 20 seconds for this distance. And as we come round the finish of the turn, this the fastest part of the race, the second 50 meters, Glenn Smith finds himself down about 1.5 meters, and that's a lot of ground to make up with less than 100 meters remaining. on the left of the picture, not the extreme left, but next to it, Maurice Greene running well down the final part of this turn, as Glenn Smith doesn't quite have enough to catch a 4th place. Here we can follow him round this 200. Nice knee and thigh pickup as he accelerates through the first 40 or 50 meters or so. Running the turn quite well, not wasting a lot of ground, but as he comes off the turn, he finds himself an uncomfortable 1.5 to 2 meters down. Maybe fighting a little too hard here, but he's generally staying quite relaxed, but doesn't quite make it after a very good effort.
He was pipped at the line by John Ertzgard of Norway in a clocking of 20.61. Smith's time 20.65, and with his 5th place finish, he is eliminated in the 200s. Now here's Ron.
Well, Don, I have news for you, and it's obviously very exciting news for Glenn. We've just been informed that Markoullides has been disqualified, which means Glenn would obviously, as 5th place finisher, be 4th and move through to the semifinals. Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
I know you just went through the roof over here 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, I guess I did it. There's not the right way to do it. I wish I would have beaten him right on the track, but you know, hell, I'm happy I'm top 16 in the world now. So that's you know,
it's a Sydney birthday.
Yeah, well, I have the A+ standard. I ran that a few weeks ago down in Sierra Nevada camp. So, you know, but it means a B card, and it means I'm stepping up. Maybe I'll be able to make the Olympic final next year, you know, if I can keep progressing.
Ching, ching. Well, that's it is wonderful news, and you've had between the experience of Canadians and now Sierra Nevada and now this, it just keeps building. How do you explain this nice rise through the summer?
Well, I've been working really hard. I just made a big change this year. I switched coaches. Stuart McMillan is my coach. He helped me out tremendously this year. Also traveling down to Texas for a few weeks to train with Dan Paff. He taught me a lot in the short time I was with him. So, you know, there's a lot of people to thank. I mean, all my physiotherapists at Fifth Avenue Physio, you know, my massage therapist, Stuart Angus. I mean, there's endless amount of people I've
Paff seems to be the king of learning to relax in critical moments, and I know even the stretch run here would have been nice to have that, but with so much on the line, understandable. With a field, Maurice Greene included, what's your mood in terms of maybe any intimidation or nervousness?
No, I wasn't intimidated at all, and that's one thing I was really happy with. I thought I might be a little too excited, but I kept my cool really good, so you know, I felt really. He didn't feel like he was anything special, you know. I mean, obviously, he's the fastest man in the world, but you know, I felt like I belonged running with him. So, you know, I was pretty happy that I had that mindset, you know.
Well, they say good to be lucky, lucky to be good. You sure earned it. Well done, and good luck in the semis tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Glenn Smith of Calgary with some exciting news as he moves through to round number 3 of the men's 200 meters. Colin Jackson, I got you included as a hurdler now, Glenn. Colin Jackson in the 110 semi.